So when we come now to our generation, this is a millennial or a Gen Z who has grown up. Let's start with millennial. So this is a millennial who grew up and the father was busy working. So even let's not even assume that they were corrupt. Let's assume they were working hard. You know, there are some things that we never saw from most fathers. As in hearing a father tell you, I love you. Squeezy, it is us who tell our children, the alphas, the Gen Zs, we tell them, you know, I love you. But those days, a father telling a son, I love you, or a daughter, I love you, was a rare thing.
And that's why I'm saying, my brother, the generation that we need to watch out for, that will be a very godly generation, is the generation Alpha. You know why? They are so affirmed. They're told, I love you. I never received a hug from my dad. I never had my dad tell me I love you. You know, he just modeled. He would do things that, looking back, I would say that he loved me. But I never received a father's hug. But I hug my son every day. And he looks forward to it.
Why do you do that? Do you do that to rectify? Do you do that because you think it's right? Do you do that because you missed it? What is it that makes you hug your son every day and yet you yourself, you never got that from your father?
Because most of the parenting we do is through patterns. Okay? Like when we started the conversation, we raise our children how we were raised. So along the way, I realized that my dad raised me as a broken man. What do I mean? He carried some patterns from his parents who raised him up. So later on, I came to realize that my dad's, my grandfather was not present for my dad. He was working, and then he was very brutal. He was very hard on them. So 90% of the raising up was done by my grandmother. Okay, so when my dad got us in the first years, he was very brutal. He was a dictator. Literally, when you hear Daddy amefika, we disperse. We don't want to be seen anywhere near, because he will look for faults. He will see you've not combed your hair, ujaoga, and he will literally, and he will start beating you up. But this is what happened to my dad. This is my personal story. Somewhere along the way, he met Christ. And then he realized that he was raising us with the patterns that he picked from his dad. And he decided, these were his exact words. He says, it ends with me. He said, it ends with me. And so from then on, there was a shift. I saw a loving dad I'd never seen. Yeah, I saw a loving. He would take time. My best memories for me and my dad is my kinyozi, growing up. He would not, before that, he used to be shaved by my mom with that car. There's a car, something that used to yes. And used to, it was because you would leave patches on your head.
Yeah.
But when my dad met Christ, we used to go for a barber shop. Me and my brothers and him. And that was the best moment, because we'd go get a nice shave and then go eat chips. So he met Christ. Some patterns changed, but patterns are engraved. So it was hard for him to say I love you, but he showed it through now being present. He would come for my school functions and all. So now for me, I do it right now for my son, because some of it I picked from my dad. But along the way, I also did met Christ. And I realized that manhood is caught than it is taught. All right? And my passion for men came from the fact that I was starting to enjoy this relationship with my dad, and then he passed on when I was 17. When I just needed, that is the moment when, a young man really needs a father figure. Because there are a lot of voices in that space. And so I went haywire. So in the sense that there's some things that I did, looking back, I wish, story for another day. From 17 to 24, 25, I was something else until I met Christ. So looking back, part of it is to rectify the mistakes that I did, okay? And the things that I did not receive from my dad, Okay, so because now I have a father who is God, the unfailing love. So now I do all the best to make sure that I show up for my son and my daughter. But let me talk about my son because of masculinity and where my passion lies. I try so much to show up for him. That's why I hug him, I love him, and the feeling that I get, the reciprocation that I see it from him, like, my goodness, he looks forward to it. And so for me, it gives me a fuzzy feeling knowing that I gave my all as a dad.